I guess when the person who owns the world's financial news wires is also the one funding the prime minister's campaign, you have to ask if the media is covering the news or just protecting the family portfolio. Hey Canada, it's Earl. You're asking about the triangle between Reuters, David Thompson, and Mark Carney. It's a connection that the mainstream networks don't like to talk about because it pulls back the curtain on who actually holds the remote control in this country. Here is the factual, deep dive breakdown of how the information king and the banking guru are wired together. Start with David Thompson, the third Baron Thompson of Fleet. He is the richest man in Canada, and through his family's holding company, Woodbridge, he owns a two-thirds stake in Thomson Reuters. This isn't just a news agency. Thomson Reuters is the backbone of global financial data. When you see a market-moving headline on a terminal in New York, London, or Toronto, it's coming from David Thompson's company. He also owns the Globe and Mail, which has been the primary cheerleader for Mark Carney's political career for over a decade. Now, let's look at the direct ties to Mark Carney. David Thompson's inner circle is deeply embedded in Carney's rise. This year, billionaire insiders like Jack Cockwell, a longtime leader at Brookfield, donated the maximum allowable amount to Carney's liberal leadership campaign. Before he was prime minister, Carney was a regular fixture at Thomson Reuters. In fact, he was a featured Reuters newsmaker, using their global platform to set the narrative on everything from Brexit to green finance. Our ex-deputy prime minister, Chrystia Freeland, is a former digital editor at Thomson Reuters and worked for the Globe and Mail. She is the human bridge between the Thomson media empire and the Carney cabinet. You asked if they are controlling the media from above the networks. Here is how that works in the Carney era. Investigative reports have noted that the Canadian press has treated Carney's ascent as a reprieve for the media industry. They viewed him as their emancipator from the populist threats of the opposition. While the media was inundated with Carney's name for days leading up to his run, they conveniently downplayed his deep ties to American interests and his executive life. Through Reuters, David Thompson controls the flow of information that other networks like CBC or CTV rely on. If Reuters decides a story about Carney's past at Goldman Sachs or Brookfield isn't market relevant, it often never reaches the 6 p.m. news. David Thompson owns the ink, the airwaves, and the data terminals. Mark Carney writes the laws that govern the markets those terminals track. It's a perfect circle. One man provides the platform, the other provides the policy, and together they decide what you're allowed to know. They aren't just influencing the media, they are the architects of the reality you see on your screen every day. Thanks for watching. Stay awake.